Hey guys, welcome to my Thursday night call. I'm going to be talking about some more fears tonight that we have in network marketing. I feel like these two are pretty common. So I see some more people are hopping on, so I just got started. So tonight's fears, the first one is going to be for those people who get started in their business and they're posting and they're excited, and then they kind of just stop posting and their business kind of withers away. And then the second one is going to be about not annoying people on Facebook. That's probably one of the biggest ones out there that people say is they don't want to be that annoying person on Facebook. So I'm going to talk about the first one first. So this could be you, or maybe it's not you. Maybe you just got started, or maybe you've been an ambassador for a really long time, and maybe this did happen to you. Or maybe, as you start to grow your team, this could be someone who's on your team. Because it happens a lot. We start out and we're really excited, and then maybe life happens, you get stressed out, maybe you get some negative feedback, and it's kind of discouraging. So it happens a lot. First thing you have to do is just give yourself some grace and forgive yourself, because it happens. And there's really nothing you can do except for start over. So it's really pointless to focus on the past and to think about the past. Just you want to start fresh. So the first thing you do is just forgive yourself. And then what I would personally do, if you're really, maybe you stopped taking the products, or maybe you kept taking on the products but you stopped posting about it, you stopped reaching out to people, you stopped, posting about Plexus. First thing that I would do, that if you're really ready to start again and you want to start taking your products again, you see the vision again, maybe you have a new why, maybe like you got a speeding ticket, or like you are in some sort of debt, or you're in trouble and you need the finances and you're ready to start and take it seriously. Go back to that why, or make your new why and focus on that new why, because it's so important to have that why, that reason you're doing this, to keep you going. And then once you have that why figured out and you've written it down and you focused on it, and maybe you put it up on your wall or on your phone screen or whatever, you have it in front of you, and you want to post again for the first time in a long time, I think the best thing for you to do is just to be completely honest and be vulnerable with people. What I would say is just, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I slacked off on taking my stuff. Life happened and I kind of got sidetracked from my business, but I'm ready to start again. I'm ready to start fresh. I see the vision more than ever. I need these products more than ever now. And I'm ready to start again, and I'm here and I'm back at it. Just be honest and be vulnerable with people. I've noticed when I post like my more like vulnerable, like emotional stuff, there's definitely more feedback on those posts because people relate to that. I think a lot of times we feel like we need to just be going like straight up, like maybe like Celeste or someone who went diamond in like 5 months and no problems. But really, success it's not linear. It's not going to be straight up. You're going to have times when life kind of gets in the way. You're going to have times when there's attrition. I've heard Emily Roberts, I've heard tons of jewels talk about having attrition on their teams. Hold on, let me see if I can mute. I don't know how to do that. Anyways, I'm not going to do that because I don't know how. But Emily Roberts, Jules, they talk about having attrition on their teams. That means, they're going so fast, they're adding so many people. And then, next thing they know, people are just dropping like flies off of their team. And it's hard not to get discouraged at those times. But that just means you have to go that much harder and push that much harder when you get started again. And when you're ready to really do this. Like I said, don't think about the past. Don't think about the white lines. You focus on those people who really see the vision like you do, right? So it's not going to be a straight up journey. I mean, that's very, very rare for it to be a straight up journey. So you have to trust that process and enjoy that process. I definitely have times, I mean, I just kind of started my business for real like last year in May, but I've had times since then where I kind of got caught up in other stuff. I wasn't focusing on my business. I wasn't reaching out to people like I know I should have been. And it just takes being honest with yourself and really coming back to that why to really start over again and to rededicate yourself to it. So if you are ever feeling that way, or if you're feeling like, you're embarrassed to start posting again because it's been a while and you're afraid what people are going to think of you, just know that there's people out there who know that feeling. They're going to relate to you if you just be honest and be vulnerable and from your heart. They're going to relate to you and they're going to respect you for that honesty. So just be honest and be vulnerable. And when you are ready to come back, just put it out there and just come back and put your all into it and really focus on that why. That why is what is really, really going to push you through it. So the next one is probably definitely the most popular one that I hear people say is you don't want to annoy people on Facebook. You don't want to be that girl on social media, and that's totally understandable because, I mean, probably everyone on here has been like added into a group that they didn't ask to be added into. They've been, had some sort of product shut down their someone they didn't even know. I know that's happened to me before. I myself would just say, no thank you, or maybe in the future. I don't ignore people. But anyways, you don't want to be that person, right? So all I can really say about that is don't be that person. Don't add people into groups without messaging them and asking them first. Don't be a walking ad for Plexus. You want, when someone clicks on your Facebook page and they start scrolling down your page, you want it to look like you're a real person and you have a real life outside of Plexus. You don't want to look like you are, a walking advertisement for Plexus. So when they click on your page, you want them to see your life with Plexus as a part of it, not Plexus, I'm a Plexus robot, right? So you don't want to be that person. And it's super simple. What I do basically, I take my own pictures most of the time. I take pictures of my stuff or, like me with my stuff or like my progress or whatever. I take my own pictures and I I take my own pictures and I usually write out my own little, what's it called, caption. I write out my own description for the post most of the time. And I just try to be myself as I can possibly be, because your friends on Facebook, your followers are following you for a reason because they want to see your life. They don't want to, constantly be sold to. They want to see your life. And so I would advise against posting, the stuff with like the Plexus Slim graphics on it with the, it's kind of like blurry and you can tell it's been posted over and over again. Just make it your own, be yourself and show people your life with Plexus as a part of it, not your Plexus all day, every day, because most people aren't going to join Plexus and be able to be Plexus all day, every day, 24/7, right? We have lives outside of Plexus, and that's what most of your friends are friends with you online for, is to see that stuff. So don't be a walking advertisement, I personally, when if I'm going to cold message someone, it's going to be someone that I do know, at least I know them, like I know they know me, and maybe they posted something on Facebook. Like I just messaged this girl before I got on here. If they post something that that Plexus can help with, and maybe that because it's helped you, or maybe you've seen those testimonies of it helping people with that exact thing that they're complaining about in their post, then that would be a time that I would message someone and I would just share from the bottom of my heart, because when I see that, it makes me sad, because I honestly know that we have something that can help them. So I would advise against, cold messaging every single person in your friends list saying, join my team, have you heard of Plexus? Because that's salesy and people don't respond to that most of the time. It could be, a rare thing that someone might be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I have heard of Plexus. I think I'm going to join right now under you. It usually doesn't happen that way. It usually takes relationship building. It takes time. It takes, I think, it's at least 7. It might be like 9 or 10 exposures before someone decides to do something like order Plexus or join your team or something like that. So if you just keep dripping on them, dripping on their timeline with your journey and your story and your testimony, then it's definitely more likely that they're going to come to you eventually. And it's also more likely that if you come to them, they already have a little bit of the backstory, they kind of know a little bit, and they probably are a little bit curious at least to know what Plexus could do for them. So that's my social media kind of thing. And then, when you're in person with people, you don't want to be that person that walks in and they're like, oh my gosh, it's the Plexus girl. She's going to try to sell us stuff. So be yourself, be normal, be friends with the people that you were friends with before. Just because you're a Plexus ambassador now doesn't mean that your friends are now dollar signs to you. No, you need to just be friends with people, build those relationships with people. It's funny that most of the time when I'm like out with people I know, it's at the bar or like somewhere like that where they talk to me, because we're all just being ourselves and we're just having fun and there's no pressure, there's no pushiness, and they honestly are interested. So that's usually when they ask me the most. So if you just remember to be yourself, talk like you would talk to a friend, talk like you would talk to yourself. I just posted about how I talk to myself a lot because it is hard sometimes, especially when you're shy. I'm a little bit shy. If you're, a little bit self-conscious and you're not very outspoken, you have to practice that confidence. You have to rehearse what you would say in a certain situation, maybe just so you're prepared and so you don't come off, too nervous or too, I don't know, just they get that vibe from you, So just practice, maybe talk to yourself like I do. It works for me, I think, and just be yourself as much as you can, because your friends are your friends for a reason. And some of you guys are on Sarah's team, and she posted earlier about how their relationship is not based on whether or not they ever decide to order Plexus from you or they ever decide to join your team, because this is honestly such an amazing opportunity and it's such a blessing that you don't ever want to force that onto someone. You don't ever want to pressure that onto someone. You want them to be drawn to it themselves. And that is when the magic will really happen, is when they're drawn to it and they're drawn to the vibes that you're giving off that are not pushy and not salesy and definitely not aggressive. So mostly you just be yourself and just be who you were before Plexus. Obviously, when you become an ambassador, there's lots of personal development that is kind of part of what we do, because when you become an entrepreneur, you kind of have to become more confident, you have to become a better leader and all that stuff. But your friends are your friends for you and who you are. So don't feel like you have to be this salesperson or this crazy outgoing and spunky person if that's not who you are. Just be yourself, and when you're posting something on Facebook, think to yourself, if I wasn't a part of Plexus and if I had never tried Plexus before and I saw Plexus all over my timeline all the time, is this the post that would draw me in, or is this a post that would probably annoy me and I would keep scrolling? So think of it that way and put yourself in their shoes, because I know that there is network marketing all over the place, all sorts of different companies all the time. So just be yourself and put yourself in their shoes and be open and give yourself grace. If maybe you fell off for a while and you want to come back, forgive yourself for that and give yourself grace, and just go all in when you do. And tell them that when you make that post, say, I'm ready now to go all in. And then you have a little bit more accountability at that point because you just told everyone that you're going all in. So it could help you to maybe stick with it more. So just be honest and be who you are and let Plexus become a part of your life, and everything will go a lot more smoothly. So that's all I've got for tonight.